I thought about a little bit talking about as it is one of the heroes that the Radiant love to play. Again, speaking from experience, it's a hero that they're very adept with, and they'll love to move around the map with that global presence. Storm Spirit jumping in with an AA ulti on top, and even the Night Stalker to initiate on that one. But the question is, as far as laning goes now, all right, we're going to see a support Ancient Apparition then, together with Veno. And we'll probably see a trial lane in 2 solos, because I think they want the Storm Spirit solo. They like soloing it mid, getting up those levels, and putting him in a very good position to get around the map to gank. While Fnatic MSI will have to be really careful not to give Storm too much space, because, well, arguably they do have some stuns, but he can really get those ganks going, and they have a couple of fragile heroes, so need to be a little bit careful with that. And Faceless Void will be their last pick. If you're surprised Fnatic pick Void, then you haven't been following Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic like the steady and slow wins the race, kind of like it's like they're the tortoise and the hare and the tortoise. Easy, a little bit different though. They like to be on the front foot. They like to be ganking around, and we're gonna have ourselves a quick pause out from 1437. I don't know if we have someone who's AFK for the moment. I think everybody moved bar Bulba or Infinity. So it shouldn't be too long before we start off, but we can run through our teams. So we'll have Gordon playing as our hard carry, Faces Void, Andre playing support, Tidehunter, Baya will be playing as our support, Crystal Maiden, Mitch as our counter towards the Broodmother as the Sand King, and it leaves Grazine playing as our Windrunner. And then down to our boys on the EZ side who don't have tags. Rather surprisingly, they're like the only team that plays in the defense that doesn't use tags. 1437 playing as the Venomancer, Bulba playing as the Jumpy Storm Spirit. The Broodmother will be played by... Wow, his name actually looks a little bit like Broodmother, but that's actually something else. That What the hell? Hang on.
I'm Broodstar.
That is terrible. It's like he already knew he wanted to play Broodmother. I'm actually just checking out our roster for them to find out exactly who the hell.
He is called Broodstar. It's a known player in the American scene. It's his real nick, yes. Usually not written like that, though, but it's Broodstar.
Okay. So he's also, that means a stand-in for them this evening, because Broodstar's not the normal lineup for Easy. So,
he's not?
No, he's not. Easy's normal lineup is 1437, Infinity, Universe, PowerNet, and Bulba.
Oh, it's PowerNet who isn't here. All right.
Okay.
I think Broodstar's playing more with them than PowerNet is. I don't know, though, for sure. But the times we've scrimmed against them, I think Broodstar was actually playing and not PowerNet. Mm-hmm. We've played some games against them, after all. But,
yeah. Well...
And Matrim just posted me a private message saying that PowerNet has stopped playing Dota, I think, he says. So...
Okay,
it's a shame for the American community if that's true. He was one of the really good American players.
Okay. In that case, we need to update our page. Because at this point, it's showing the wrong thing for who is playing what. So if PowerNet's out, that is a real shame. Like, I've always enjoyed watching PowerNet play the hard carries. So that's... Yeah. I'm now slightly depressed by that. Oh well. Okay, so... do I got to rename? No, you're fine, man. If we know who you are and we can read it, we're fine. So just checking out what the hell's going on so we can get this game started. We've had enough delays for this. What is it now? 34 minutes delayed. What is this? Warcraft 3 Dota? That's right. I went there. As a person who has actually sat here, like in a chair for 4 hours straight, waiting for a game to start, I can go there. I'm just saying. I'm allowed to. I'm really depressed about that news about PowerNet. That's really depressing. Was there a news article about that sometime which I missed when I was like traveling or something? Like, how long ago did this happen?
What, sorry?
How long ago did this happen with PowerNet?
No, I didn't know until now that he might have stopped playing. I had no idea until I told you, so I honestly have no idea. And it might just be rumors, but I haven't seen him around for a little while at least.
All right. In that case, we will get to the bottom of this. We will find the bottom of this truth. And, yeah, that shouldn't be too easy. I love how these guys are just throwing out almost every single shout-out they possibly can. You throw 5 broadcasting organizations into one game, and all of a sudden it's just like, shout-out, 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 shout-out. In the meantime, Fnatic MSI for the slow and steady wins the race. They're looking for a very, very good start to this race. Looking for an early gank on the bottom lane. So we've got a lot of heroes heading down here right now. So maybe might be to find out now Night Stalker, which is down here, and he'll be supported by the Ancient Apparition. But with the normal path that these boys run when they do this, they'll just move back up again and go back into the lane. So they're not going to dive down towards that tier 2 tower going for a search. They find nobody, and Fnatic will just go into their lanes. All right, so who else have we actually got in the meantime? So I've actually got Broodmother not going solo.
This?
What? What's what?
I'm just having the weirdest bug right now.
Do I want to know?
Wherever I click, it goes back to Ancient Apparition. In its targeting. It keeps targeting Ancient Apparition like it... What the... I'll give it another restart.
Alright, good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. In the meantime, our Foghorn has gone off. Our creep waves will spawn out. Also, too, if there's a guy out there who was tuning into the broadcasts over the weekend and has suggested I change my camera settings, congratulations, I have done so. So it's just a little bit smoother for everybody out there. Hopefully it does make this viewing experience a little bit nicer for you. In the meantime, double damage rune has been picked up by Windrunner. Gone a first level Windrunner. That's a lot of damage to Universe. Already gone with a combination of Gush on the bottom lane. Fnatic MSI open up their bank accounts. And they have managed to take out just a support hero on the bottom lane, but that's going to make Night Stalker's life a lot more difficult in this early stage to get any form of farm. In the meantime, Mitch on the top lane is battling off with the Broodmother as well as Venomancer, predicting there's going to be sentry wards, and there actually is. Broodmother's got one himself, and now they'll spot Mitch's sentry ward. He won't be able to take out that other one of the Radiant side before his is gone. So now he's going to lose that vision he had of Broodmother. So a little bit depressing for Mitch. It means his lane's going to be a lot harder with 1-4-3-7 offering that harassment. And do we have you back again now, Sind, inside the game?
I've just restarted Dota 2. If I can't solve this bug, it'll be kind of hard for me to actually find any items. I'll give you a call on which items AA has, but nobody else. But I can follow around the map. It's not that.
We're now going to go like day 9 style, where he like watches a hatchery the entire time, which is spawn spiderlings, and Cinderin's just going to watch Ancient Apparition. And be like, oh, Vortex, Cold Feet, Vortex, Cold Feet. Venomous Gale now up on the top lane is going to push Mitch back a long, long way. And Tidehunter has actually rotated from that bottom lane. So with that already good start for Grazine on the bottom lane, they decided to rotate Tide up towards the top lane. So we've got a double melee combination and maybe even a go at 1-4-3-7. The Gush is there. Fnatic MSI should get another kill on the top lane. This time it goes to SK. And Andre, everything is following the Tide around, man. He is like an avalanche of water towards kills.
Yeah, has already set up 2 nice kills there with that Tidehunter with the Gush, of course. A great slow ability with the minus armor. Has particularly good synergy with the Windrunner on the bottom lane, especially when she has a DD rune. And on the top lane as well, with Sand King, they have the stun as well as the slow. Sets up for a couple of nice ganks there. And generally a good start for Fnatic MSI, but even with that first blood on the bottom, I still think it's going to be very hard for Grazine to stand down here against this lane. Of course, nice big slow from Night Stalker, coupled up with that Cold Feet.
Yeah, especially once we hit the night time, Wind Run won't save you just then. So even with that Wind Run too, if you put the Vortex as well as the Void Slow from Night Stalker, you go back to normal movement speed. And already Grazine just been harassed back there. Simple Cold Feet, but it does mean Ancient Apparition now popped his last Clarity Potion. So he can't keep doing that forever. And now Andre also might get himself slightly caught out. The Spirelings will just keep harassing him back, take him out of the lane. But that's also giving Mitch some time alone inside the lane, while Broodmother and 1-4-3-7 both deal with these neutrals. So just some interesting choices coming out from EZ for who they want to try and focus down. And one thing we haven't looked at just yet is our CS, and you've got to say Gordon. A very, very great lead there in the middle lane, 22 for 5, going up against Bulba, who's only got 10 for 1.
Yeah, he's got a hard lane as well, Bob, and this is a good move from Fnatic, trying to put a little bit of pressure on that Storm Spirit, like I said before the game started. And of course ensuring themselves...
Jump in the mid! The warp up, but he will be in trouble, Bulba! In fact, yes, he will be. Void with one last hit. It was almost his death coming that close towards the tower, but both CM as well as Void will fall back and pop those salves.
So 3-0 for Fnatic off to a really good start.
Bottom lane too! Double slow, but the Vortex needed... Sorry, it wasn't only one slow. They needed the Vortex as well. No, it didn't work in the end.
Ancient Apparition has chosen to go for Cold Feet and stats, which isn't that uncommon either, but it's rather uncommon when the AA is not soloing. But it wouldn't have mattered at this point. When Windrunner has boots as well as Windrunner popped, you can't drop the cold feet with just the Void from Night Stalker and the Vortex. It's not enough. You need more.
Okay, so the movement speed is still high enough with a level 1 Windrun.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Windrunner gives the same movement speed on all levels. It's about duration and the slow when you run through enemies. If you check it out.
So we've got Bias having a bit of a roam around with the haste drone. Who's he going to go for? 1-4. It's going for Infinity. Not going to get it.
The bot solved itself, and I have no idea how, but it's nice.
Yay!
Check it out. Broodmother sitting on a Soul Ring, already up on that top lane at 5 minutes now. He's got 22 CS as well. As well as Night Stalker, we should say. Gordon has gone further up to the 30 CS mark now on that Faceless Void. But generally a pretty good start as far as farm goes for Brood, Night Stalker, and the Faceless Void. Windrunner lacking behind a litle bit, but arguably that's pretty understandable. Yeah,
when you're going up against AA and Night Stalker, you can farm from range, and just that start helps out enough. So as long as Windrunner doesn't die in the bottom lane, then you'll be fine. Or at least Fnatic will be looking at that as a win-win lane. Also noticing Bayer's got a Flying Courier inside his stash right now. Looks like he's bought a second one. So a little bit of a waste of 200 gold for Fnatic. Maybe a double click, maybe not. But it's not going to help their cause out anyway. And also as far as builds go, it's one thing we've been seeing over the last couple of days, Send. Just the builds to go with SK when you're going up against Broodmother. Either leveling up the Sandstorm, going for the Burrow Strike, or what we've seen work very, very nicely is leveling up the Caustic Finale. And that really helps bring down Broodmother, but this time, just the 2 levels on Sandstorm, 3 on Burrow.
Yeah, it's a little case dependent what's the best choice, and obviously the things are swapped a little bit around when it's not a 1-on-1 lane, but a 2-on-2 lane. So perhaps not as interested in getting that Caustic Finale when he's playing against the Venomancer on the lane as well. And now he's going to go in.
Epicenter will go off, and there goes Broodstar. Destroying off the rest of the wave, and 1-4-3-7 just goes back to tower to defend. Well worth the Epicenter to kill off a Brood.
4-0.
And that's why we're going to see the gold graph also dip down. 1,500 of the difference. Bulba's going to set up here in the middle lane. But he needs help. He needs a lot of help.
I think he's going to try on his own. I really do.
I was actually waiting for him to pop out of that invis and kill off the Courier. Because he could hold Void in place while he could kill the Courier. If he was fast enough. But looks like he didn't want to bank it. Not with Crystal Maiden in the neighborhood.
Not with the Flying Courier either. He's going to need 3, if not 4 hits on that to actually kill it off.
And
Night Stalker's in the middle.
TP's in. Bulba's going to go. Void will need to go as well. I'm not talking about the Void himself. I'm talking about the Void from Night Stalker. There we go. Finishes the job. And good gank off there from Easy.
Yeah, and this is the hero you've got to follow at this point to see if Easy can make a comeback on the 0-4 in the start. Night Stalker will be moving around this map trying to find kills. Already finding that one in middle. Very effective work by Infinity. He's going to move straight back down towards bottom for now.
Top lane's trouble. Mitch is currently going on, it's going to be 1-4-3-7 to start with, but then he can focus on Broodstar. If only could see him, if only he had mana. But Ty finishes off the job with a simple gush.
Yeah, so 5-1, and Fnatic looking really good in that top lane, getting level 6 on Tidehunter now as well. So have those big ultimates up. We have seen the Epicenter used once, and now we're going to see a Ravage in the very near future. Doing a great job at putting out these sentry wards up top as well to secure the lane and try to challenge. And there goes the second one. I think Brood is going to remove that quickly with all those spiders, so that was hardly worth it. It was actually an Observer ward he dropped, so that one is going to be wasted from Fnatic. And at least a little bit of joy up there for the Broodmother on that top lane, which isn't exactly going his way right now.
No, it's not. He gets a little bit, but then we see Arcane Bruce up on SK as well, as we saw him just waste that last Burrow Strike.
Bottom.
Wow, that's a long dive past the tower. They're going on Windrun. Windrunner, she pops off the power shot, then shackles